Всем привет, дамы и господа, с вами Darian Reynard, и сегодня мы начнем играть Broken Sword Smoke and Mirror, вторая часть. А начнем, а не продолжим, потому что я дебил. И, собственно говоря, не сохранил, что нужно. Насколько помню, игра 98-го или 99-го года, честно. Чтобы не соврать. Не помню. Но она мне нравится. Очень интересно.
This must be the place. Professor Oubier's house.
Looks pretty creepy. I'd been away from Paris and hadn't seen Nico for nearly 6 months. I wanted to celebrate our reunion, but she had other plans. An appointment with an archaeologist. Something to do with a Mayan stone she came across while researching a story. The guy who answered the door didn't look much like an archaeologist to me. I had a bad feeling about this.
Да, тут есть еще один такой маленький проблем. Честно говоря, вообще не понимаю, кого приперлись туда, еще не сразу избежим. Но на самом деле вторая часть сделана на многих местах в тупик. Вот, не отрицаю даже того, что я проходил, но там же точно где я проходил за трупом. Вполне нормально. И, наверное, шумела музыка с заставки на это, ничего сделать не могу. Так же, как я не могу почему-то сделать игру сверху себя. Надо играть в игру.
I glanced over the books, vaguely hoping to find no such luck. But I noticed one corner of the bookcase was supported by a loose block. Maybe I'd been a little heavy-handed, but it was a question of survival. Of course, I was still tied to a chair in a burning house with no means of escape. I wasn't touching
наверное, да, наверное, нужно развязаться, что-то я туплю. Логичнее.
With one mighty bound, our hero was free. Now, I had to deal with that fire.
Самое что интересно, этот пидор очень странно пушит, серьезно. Я очень долго тупил, что он от меня хочет. И серьезно, очень долго даже не понимал.
Normally, I didn't drink strong spirits, but today was far from normal. Ew. Disgusting. Not only did the tequila burn like hell, I just managed to stop myself from swallowing the worm. I'd drunk enough of that. There was something short, fleshy, and gross on the carpet. It was the worm from the bottle of tequila. In the drawer was a small decorated pot. There was nothing else. Nice couple.
Ну, все милые люди рано или поздно убивают.
It was a stylish little canvas number containing a lipstick, a handwritten note, and a pair of nylon panties with a large love heart emblazoned across the front. It occurred to me that Nico's tastes must have really changed while I was away. Well, they could be useful.
Не знаю, для чего они могут пригодиться.
That dart was sharper than a mosquito's business end, but this didn't deter me from getting it anyway. I wasn't going to touch the box after that spider had been inside it.
Это он в такой маленькой коробочке сидел. Что-то я определенно забыл сделать.
There was no pressure in the siphon. I guess it was out of gas.
Неопределенно.
The cabinet was locked.
Где мне взять?
I guess I had no business reading, but I figured it might give me a clue to what Nico was involved in. It was from Andrei Labanov. The history student, the letter was sentimental mush, and revealed that the exotic lingerie, as he called it, was a gift from him. It gave. Labanov figured himself as a rival for Nico, but I couldn't believe that that creep was...
Так, я определенно что-то упускаю.
Wrong. I'd already ransacked, and besides which, the color didn't suit me. The projecting bracket had served its purpose. There was nothing else I could do with it.
Что-то я уже не понимаю, что делать. Ну, есть у меня, по-моему.
I wasn't It was that itsy-bitsy tequila worm. I really must remember to take it out of my pants before I send them to the laundry. I drunk.
Закрой это, да? И там искал, говоришь. Где-то что-то не нашли. Где-то должен быть... Где-то же должен быть ключ. Тут, наверное, все проще делать, да?
As I released the lock, something blew the doors open. I couldn't pick it up with my bare hands.
Не понимаю, что это вот называется пожаром.
The panties I'd found in Nico's bag were just what I needed to wrap around the hot cylinder. The cabinet was already open.
Я думал, ты что-то еще хотите посмотреть. Тушить текилу вариант.
It was a small metal cylinder with a valve at one end.
Чем?
The cylinder gave out a faint hiss as the valve opened. Now I had one primed up.
Так, понимаешь. Вот и почему я даже слава богу не должен нажимать еще на пожар, блядь.
With a well-aimed squirt of his soda fountain, our unshakable hero saved the day. Now it was time to start looking for Nico. I wasn't gonna burn myself on that red-hot doorknob, and it wasn't the time for subtlety.
И, собственно говоря,
I'd found a piece of newspaper folded in two. It referred to a forthcoming eclipse of the sun. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be visible from Europe. The best place to view the eclipse would be Mexico.
вот все наблюдать из Мексики. Ладно, в какую-то дверь этот пидор не пойдет.
It was locked.
Ключа-то у меня нет.
The door was locked. I didn't fancy my chances of kicking this door down. Much as I disliked him, Labano might be my only hope of finding Nico. Hi, Andre?
Who is this?
It's George Stobart, Nico's boyfriend.
Don't you mean ex-boyfriend?
Look, I didn't call you just to pick a fight. I need to talk to you about Nico.
Can't you accept she's just not interested in you?
Listen, Andre, we need to talk. Nico's life depends on it.
Okay. You remember the cafe at Montfaucon?
Sure. Andre?
Я сейчас,
Better show you
секунду,
creep.
он говорит, что Андре
I felt an
полный говно,
irrational urge to wipe my ear.
но он его должен найти. Вот, собственно говоря. А так мне нравится больше. Понятно. Уверен. Так мне нравится больше. Ну, как говорится, мне не обязательно видеть. Вот главное у нас игра. Мы сделаем поширше, чтобы получше. Чтобы вот так вот подыграть. И вообще. Так вот. Говорит, приезжай. И мы резко идем. Дверь, и я
The door was
наверное,
locked.
забыл. Здесь как никого нет. Я не ключа. Ключа, соответственно, нет.
It was locked.
Сейчас. Блядь. Это пиздос. Он действительно будет пытаться так скулить.
The tiny point was only of use for picking small locks.
Если я не знаю, может, что ты мне предлагаешь.
There was no one else I wanted to call.
Да. Определенно
The
надо.
cabinet was already...
Открыт, коробочка, шифон, нахуй, шифон. Будем тушить. Сами коробка брать не будет, да, потому что... было. А что от меня хотите?
There was nothing else.
Ящички, наши ничего тыкивают. Зачем они такие? Что все снимать, наверное. 4 ну, перелей, например. Ну, примерок. Ну, я дебил.
I had no time.
Газетная вырезка, дротик.
Not such a...
Дротик, я действительно не помню, как это все уже убираться. Уже не помню. Блять, иди быстрее, пожалуйста.
The front door was made of hard wood, supported by a sturdy frame. Whatever lay beyond the door was going to remain a mystery.
Ключ, что уже 6%.
The cabinet contained what looked like a burst cylinder.
Баллончик. Чтобы положить, например, его в коробку.
It was the box that spider had crawled from. I wasn't going to get through those sturdy bars. The photograph wasn't any...
Логично. Теперь делаем не так. Делаем не так. Разбить бутылку мне предлагаешь или что?
It was a half bottle. I'd drunk.
Ведь вылить он не хочет, перелить он впитая, я не знаю.
There was nothing else.
Может, есть еще один стол, я что-то не знаю. Например, какой-то дебил. Нет, вроде он один.
It was a half bottle of tequila.
Бутылки текила, ты как мне тебя разбить?
It was neat. It wasn't my color, and it reminded me of clowns. I'd drunk enough of that. I wasn't touching that.
Самое что интересное, в первый раз убедился я сам. Я заглянул в этот ящик, и в том ящике я нашел вазу.
The pot contained a key.
Ебать, ну вы вообще вы пиздец. Что вы, блядь, это у меня был такой затуп президент его в первом. Я на него, к сожалению, прохождение делать не буду, потому что я прошел относительно. Ну, то, что далеко, но очень геймовый, действительно сам все это прошел. Да, тем более HD ремастер, он тормозит у меня там, где не тормозит даже GTA 5. Поэтому у меня не особо есть желание проходить.
I unlocked the door.
Заебись,
I wasn't looking forward.
да,
He was my own.
Блядь. Долгий перед.
There was no sign of Lavender when I got to the cafe. I decided to order a coffee and wait for him.
А зачем мне нужен?
Oh, garçon.
А дальше что-то бывает. Очень клевая вещь, которая называется попадает в звук. Лично меня.
Pardon me, but don't I know you?
Huh?
You were here the day I found the catacombs.
I was. Ah, yes.
Вот он, например, у меня идет.
Yeah. Are you still in the police force?
No.
как сказать,
Not
все
anymore.
дела головы
I'm a man of
загадавшего
leisure.
кота.
What brings you back to Paris?
Я разговариваю в левой стороне, вообще, короче, пиздец, какая-то хуйня.
My girlfriend.
What it is to be young and in love. Will you share a bottle of wine with me?
Hey, listen, I'd love to, but I need to keep a clear head.
So my company isn't good enough for you.
Tell me what you make of this note.
From my years of experience, I gained a pretty good insight into handwriting. I'd say that note was written by a compulsive, obsessive type with an Oedipus complex.
Hey, you got just about everything apart from the ponytail. What do you make of this dart?
I remember a case where the victim was killed with just such a device. The poison acted in seconds, causing his body to swell up like an inflatable life raft.
What do you make of this news cutting?
Orphanage supplied fast food chain?
No, it's the article above that.
Oh! Total eclipse of the sun. I don't know anything.
Я не помню, я как не понимаю вообще, зачем я с ним назвал.
Why did you leave the police?
I was forced to retire. The golden handshake. Only in my case, it was more copper than gold.
How come?
I was made a scapegoat to cover up the department's inefficiencies.
Have you ever heard of a Professor Oubier?
No, monsieur. I don't recall the name.
Well, apparently he's an expert on Mayan art and history.
A little out of my field of experience, monsieur. If he'd been a serial killer or a sodomite, I might have been able to help.
I couldn't snatch the man's...
Гарсон.
Hey, you. What? I'd like a cup of coffee if you don't mind.
When I finish serving this gentleman.
It was too hot. Besides, I might miss Labino. The ex-gendarme showed no effects from the wine he was pouring down his throat.
Un café.
Thanks. What does that guy keep pouring out of his flask?
Absinthe.
Absinthe? I thought that was highly dangerous and outlawed in France.
It is. Don't look at me, I didn't sell it to him.
Look at this. A poisoned dart.
Скажет,
oui.
как интересно.
Sure.
It's the real thing. Knocked my girlfriend...
Romantic.
Do you know that man over there?
I should think so. He's a regular customer.
Have you heard of Professor Oubier?
Oui. He married that actress, the little dachshund. They used to come here. The nutty professor and the movie star.
If Oubier's wife was a movie star, how come I never heard of her?
She was big in France. The world doesn't stop at Hollywood. Her stage name was Carol Climax. She died in suspicious circumstances.
Do you know a guy called André Lobineau?
Oui. I
Я
know him.
серьезно надеюсь, что это
What
был
of it?
есть.
I'm supposed to meet him here. Did I miss
Ничего
him?
не слышу.
No. I have not seen him today.
How did Oubier's wife die?
I heard he shot her.
And got away with it?
He had a good lawyer and a watertight alibi.
Why would an eminent public figure like Oubier risk everything for murder?
He wouldn't be the first, would he? Besides, people like him always get off.
That's all.
Thank you.
Well, well, this is a surprise, Georgie.
I wouldn't normally call you. But Nico's in trouble, Andre. Deep trouble. You have to help me find her.
What? What have you dragged her into this time?
It was you that recommended Professor Oubier as an expert on Mayan art. Now his butler has kidnapped her. And he tried to kill me.
Every time she gets involved with you, there is trouble. Walking out on her was the best thing you could do.
My father was dying, damn it. I had no choice.
Well, she soon recovered once she went back to her old friends.
Drop it, Andre. Right now, Nico's in danger, and we have to work together.
So, how can I help?
Nico needed to speak to Ubier about a stone.
Oh, you mean this stone?
So that's what all the trouble's about.
Precisely. Nicole told me to guard it with my life.
Well, it's worth more than that, surely.
Oh, very funny.
What's funny is that your life really is on the line.
What are you talking about?
The stone is a Mayan artifact, dummy, and the guy who kidnapped Nico was from Central America. It was the stone they were after.
Oh my god, you mean I could be in danger too?
What do you suppose the carving on the stone means?
I don't know. I haven't shown it to anyone.
Why don't you just give it to me?
I don't want your death on my conscience, George.
Where did Nico get the stone?
I'm not sure I should tell you.
Oh, you should.
It was something to do with smuggling.
Why didn't Nico take the stone to Ubier?
I don't know. Perhaps she suspected something like this would happen.
If she's been hurt, Andre, I'll break every bone in your body.
No, that's typical of you. Do you think I don't care what happens to Nicole?
It occurred to me that slugs don't have bones to break, but I kept that thought to myself. Tell me about your friend Ubier.
He's more of a professional acquaintance than a friend.
I see, so you don't really know him at all.
No, I don't.
Does Ubier employ a guy from Central America?
Maybe. I don't know.
What do you think this is, Andre?
I don't know.
I'll give you a clue. It's got more backbone than you.
You think you're amusing, don't you?
What can you tell me about this pot?
South or Central American, I'd say. I have a friend who'd be able to tell you more.
Where can I find this guy?
He owns a gallery on the left bank. The Gliese Gallery.
See you later.
Goodbye, Georgie.
Пока-пока, блядь.
I've had enough of your games, Kala. Tell me what you've done with my stone.
I thought your business was simply smuggling cocaine, Karzak. Why are you so interested in that stone?
Either you tell me what I want to know, or Pablo here will make you talk.
Okay. Well, I figured someone at the university would be able to help. So I had a word with one of my girlfriends, and she told me her boyfriend was a lecturer. I sent the stone to the Department of Ethnology. You know, I figured it was South American, so... You're not buying this, are you?
That's enough! I don't have time to listen to your mindless prattle. We'll leave you to think it over. Come the morning, you'll be ready to talk.
Do you miss being a gendarme?
Я вспомнил, зачем я все.
Yes, of course I do. When I wore that uniform, I commanded respect. Not anymore.
I grabbed the flask and was struck by a powerful smell of absinthe, a highly potent and illegal alcoholic drink. Excuse me.
What?
What's that you're drinking?
It's wine.
The waiter said it's absinthe.
That fool wouldn't know Pernod from cat's piece.
I'm trying to find my girl.
Kidnapped?
Yeah.
Я
it was
все,
off-
бля, говни, короче, да. Все, хватит, помню.
He was too hot.
Ну тут ты рассчитай себе.
You need anything else?
There was nothing I wanted to say to him. Now I had another lead. I could either go back to Ubier's house or visit the Glee's gallery. The Glee's gallery had style and class, but very few customers.
Я можно сразу, пожалуйста, прощу задачу, да, как бы они начнут еще минут 30 пиздеть про
Good God, no.
Then I guess that must be him over there, right?
Your powers of deductive reasoning astound me.
Have you heard of Professor Ubier?
Yes, of course.
I was at his house earlier.
If you're going to drop names, you could at least name one worth dropping.
I thought Ubier was a well-respected man.
Why, his last book was nothing but pseudo-intellectual claptrap. The demented ramblings of a drug-dependent has-been.
What's that you're drinking?
I'm not sure, but I have a suspicion it might be urine. Glees can't expect a favorable criticism of his gallery when he serves this muck.
Would you give me your opinion on this pot, sir?
Yes. Very rapouche.
Rapouche?
Hideous.
What the hell do you think you're doing? You smashed my pot.
Certainly, it was not only worthless, it was ugly and offensive.
To you, maybe.
Believe me, I was doing you a favor.
I wasn't going to waste any more breath talking to that pompous blimp. Maybe I could turn the situation to my advantage, and at the same time, get my revenge.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd be interested.
Вот это называется незаметно.
I splashed a little absinthe into the glass and hoped he wouldn't notice the change of color.
Did you put something in my drink?
Yeah, I did. Well, what do you think?
Well, it's certainly an improvement over Glees's wine. In fact, I could grow to like it.
Allow me.
Может, я мужики закинул туда. Это просто чтобы как бы не ходить 30 раз туда-сюда, не базарить с этим, как там, профессор. Короче, сразу зайти в коробки. Посмотреть, откуда они.
There was nothing in the case but styrofoam packing, but pasted on the side was the remains of a label. Underneath the logo of a flying bird were the words Condor Transglobal Mars. The rest of the label was missing. The packing case contained nothing. I had no possible use. The pot had smashed into too many pieces to retrieve. I wasn't going to waste my breath on that drunkard. Were those pots very valuable?
The pots are insured, but not the shelving. You've no idea how much that cost me. I hope to God Ubier has plenty more of these pots at the docks. If not, I'm ruined. Go away.
Да, у меня кредитки.
Go away.
Ложь. А он же говорит, что там на нас ничего.
The packing case contained nothing but styrofoam chips. The pot had smashed into two.
Все случайно лежат в двери. Так я и сам могу сам.
The pots were protected by a glass case. I wasn't going to waste my breath on that drunkard.
Ну, это сейчас на китайском я буду теперь, да, что?
Hi, girls. What's the joke?
あなたはキレてですね。
Okay, fine.
Не помню, не нужно было это все оставлять или нет.
Excuse me.
What?
It was the label I'd found in the Glee's gallery.
You need anything else?
Ничего не сказать, ты заебал, ты только что.
Excuse me.
What?
Ever heard of Carol Climax, the movie star?
Yes, but I don't care for the kind of movie she's made. It's smut like that which has caused the moral decline of the Western.
Is it true that Carol Climax was murdered by her husband?
First I heard of it. I thought she just retired.
Didn't you try to appeal against her dismissal?
Yes.
There was no point. It was my word. And he was a close friend of the director of the museum I was supposed to be patrolling.
I could either go back to Ubier's house or visit the Glee's gallery.
Я не хочу поступить, что ты сильный. Что еще нужно?
I could either go back to
Я так сразу. Я разъебал ему вывеску, эти стеллажи все.
Go away.
It was the newspaper clipping referring to the imminent eclipse. Wrapped inside it was another small piece of paper. It was a bank statement for Ubier's account from an automatic telling machine. The last 5 withdrawals were for large amounts, and all made in Marseille. It was beginning to make sense. Ubier had organized Nico's abduction. Ubier withdrew money from Marseille. Ubier was connected with Transglobal, who shipped their goods from a warehouse in Marseille. That's how the torn Transglobal label had once read. Marseille, not Mars. It wasn't much of a lead, but it was all I had. I set off immediately to catch the evening train.
Я, честно говоря, стараюсь это делать быстро. И даже не так, как я делал в тот раз, когда я ходил, наверное,
It was almost dawn when I arrived in Marseille. I traced Condor Transglobal to a desolate dockside.
Я помню, я сидел в этой части, проходил 2 часа в чумах. Если сейчас уже 19%, ну, в этом максимум меньше сохранится. Все, мы кити. Так, я сохранил. Вот он. Вот это уже 54 минуты получил. А я уже на 19 и вот появится, там я играл. 4 часа. Это сколько времени? Че я не было? А, это время. Это время. Ладно. Короче, не понимаю ничего. Поставить. Что делать? Двигаться больше и сразу. Обратно.
Ouch! That's hot. The panties would not have been thick enough to shield this.
Не забыл.
The watchman must have bolted the trap door.
А мне это все обязательно базарить, да?
Hi, good morning.
Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't wear a watch. As my dad used to say, I'm not into time, man.
Well, you're too early.
What time is it anyhow?
The big hand's on the 4. Why aren't you in bed?
I can explain everything.
Never mind, I ain't that interested.
What time do you open the gates?
7.
Do you mind if I hang out here till the dock's open?
Please yourself, but you'll have a long wait. It's Sunday, and tomorrow is the start of the national holiday. Everything is closed for a month.
Well, wouldn't you just know it? What's cooking?
Beans. You know a man can live on nothing but beans.
Not this one. Don't you ever get tired of eating beans?
Sure I do. What do you take me for?
And what's the alternative?
Peas. I can't eat them too often, though. They play hell with my digestion.
Have you ever considered changing your diet?
What's wrong with beans and beer?
You need me to tell you? You're pumping out enough methane here to fill a dirigible. Ever heard of Condor Transglobal?
Sure. They have a warehouse here.
Well, could I take a look?
Not until after the holidays. Come back in a month.
I gotta go.
Can't win.
The bottle with nothing was going to get me into that water if I could help it.
Единственная собачка уже помню.
I couldn't reach. I couldn't. I couldn't reach the door without climbing into the... I couldn't reach the bucket. I...
Где-то. Я Помнишь, мы поздно.
The stick had a hook on one end. I figured it was a boat hook for hooking boats. I just knew that boat hook would be useful for something. As for the bottle, even if I couldn't find a use for it, I'd cleaned up the dock a little. The bottle was half filled with water. Maybe it would cool the cone down enough to touch it. Now I could see into the pipe which formed the chimney.
Супер.
The bottle had blocked the chimney, and the hut was filling up with smoke. Someone had once told me a piece of coal brought you luck. Who was I to argue with irrational superstition?
Хочется реально кушать, если на теперь будет есть пиццы.
The packet was full of dog biscuits.
Давайте, вот что. Откроем ворота.
Baked beans in ketchup. No. That mug was a health risk. I decided. The box contained nothing but blank forms. I wouldn't have considered wearing it if it had been the last coat on Earth. One piece of dirty coal. Yow! Stove equals heat, heat equals burn. That isn't it. Here, boy, have a nice crunchy biscuit. I felt a slight twinge of conscience as I prepared to get it. Soon passed. As I'd expected, the dog could swim like a, well, like a dog.
Собственно говоря. И на этом я, честно говоря, секунду прервусь, потому что я пойду в курю.